For 37 years, missionaries and disciples of Christ came to our shores to pioneer and help spread the gospel. We stand on their shoulders, men and women who paved the way for this ministry. But then a beautiful change took place. Because of those hard-working disciples of Christ, New Zealand grew from a receiving nation to a sending nation. All our winning and building was leading towards this change. All our training and resources and growth, all leading towards the ability to go to the ends of the earth with the gospel in our hands and in our minds, to share with those who could hardly have had the opportunity to hear this good news otherwise.
Hi, I'm Justin O'Malley, the National Director for Tandem Ministries, and I've served in this role since 2013. We've greatly benefited from having overseas staff, especially from the US, serve as stinters here in New Zealand, in Canterbury, Waikato and Wellington over the years, and those stinters were foundational for us to pioneer those campus movements, to raise up teams, to reach those campuses. But we realised we need to be Kiwi-led, Kiwi-run, and so made the hard decision back in 2013 to say no more overseas stinters to come and help us. Bittersweet because we love those stinters that came, but wonderful because now Kiwis that are graduating realise they need to join our team to help us reach our country and also go to the world. With all that receiving though, we also have an obligation and a desire to go to the world, to be senders. So since 2013 and even before that, we've sent to Thailand, to Germany, to East Asia, multiple countries. And that's in our ethos as Kiwis, to be senders, to be goers to the world. So that's our challenge. We're in this phase right now of raising up lots of staff to reach New Zealand. At the same time, we need to be sending and going to the world.
With the growth in our campus ministry, our capacity for summer projects grew as well. We went from having just one 4 to 6 week international project and one 10-day local project to just this last summer in 2019, we had 2 local projects, Nelson Beach Project and Urban Summer, and 3 international projects. God is using our summers. Wherever we sent to, there was a catalyst for change in the places that we arrived in and in the hearts of those who went.
Hey, I'm Cam and this is my wife Grace.
Together we led the 2017 Thailand project, and over the last 30 years Student Life Summer projects have reflected the growth in our campus ministry. We started with sending teams back in the 90s to the Middle East. Since then we've forged a long-standing partnership with Thailand since 2 of our Kiwi staff moved there in 2000. Most Thais have very limited exposure to Christianity, less than 2% know Jesus. If you were to imagine all New Zealand churches were placed with Buddhist temples, spirit boxes, you get a sense for the unreached reality of Thailand.
I've been to Thailand 3 times, once as a student and twice as a staff, as a team leader. And I think one of the things that stands out is the passion and the faith that the Thai staff have and their desire for their people to know God. Our partnership with them has grown significantly over the last decade. We have better understood the Thai culture, we've learnt the language, and we know now what's expected of us in order to best serve the local movement. And I think a really cool outworking of our partnership is the continual mutual blessing, is the opportunity that New Zealand students and staff have to give financially, to pray for and to receive updates from the Thai staff. And I think that's what goes to show is we are really committed to the Thai ministry itself, not just the project.
Back in 2003 we started up the Nelson Beach Project, and this was a ministry challenge for students that wasn't too financially ambitious or time taxing over the summer holidays. It's been cool as students have gotten a taste of full-time ministry. They've seen God provide for their needs. Many have gone on to intern with Student Life.
However, it soon became clear that one local and one international project just wasn't enough. And as God has grown our campus ministries, we've added more projects because of the sheer numbers of students who are eager to go and to help fulfill the Great Commission over their summer holiday break.
With the need in the world around us and growing student interest, the question we're asking now is, where will we go next?
There is legitimate need everywhere. As a ministry, we're sent short-term teams to Australia, Thailand, Taiwan, the islands, and many other places. When a staff member has a heart and a passion for long-term ministry somewhere, Tandem Ministries encourages and facilitates where God is leading them next.
Hi, I'm Lisa, and with my husband Kevin, we were sent from New Zealand Tandem to serve and lead a team in Germany with Athletes in Action, and we were there for 16 years. When you're a long-term staff in another country and you make it your home, you feel privileged to be a part of the bigger body of Christ. You're never alone, and I loved always seeing what God was doing in the country and in the countries around it. And you realise how important it is to have people who are praying for you and who are supporting you, who are standing with you. In the first few years of ministry, I thought, oh, I've got something to offer. But actually, more and more over time, you realise it's what God's doing in you and through you that matters. And above all, your heart grows for God's people, and His heart for the nations becomes yours.
To send isn't merely sending overseas. It is also every time someone is sent out as a committed student leader in student life, or sent out as staff in New Zealand, or when a volunteer has been trained and sent out to share what they've learned in any ministry. But there are many places in the world where Christ's name is not known, and there is very little opportunity to hear about Him. There are not multiple churches in every town like in New Zealand. Jesus clearly commissioned us to go, leaving home and family, to share with anyone willing to hear around the world. Christ is needed in all four corners of the world. Where will you go?